Uh, my second collection was, my first three collections all came about by invitation. I'm trying to think if number four was the same way. No. So I kind of thought that's the way it was. It took me a long time to start sending, manuscripts out for consideration. Anyway, now let me think of his name. It just slipped my mind. I hope it's in the back of the book. Um, Neil Shaver. Neil Shaver was a student of Harry Duncan, Fine Arts Press, Abattoir Editions. And Neil started a Fine Arts Press, same kind of press, everything, every letter hand set, handmade paper, beautiful art, beautiful paper, beautiful covers, called it Yellow Barn Press. And I was, I owned a bookstore. My partner and I owned a bookstore at the time. And Neil was a customer there. And I had been writing a series of poems, which I thought would eventually lead to a larger collection called Riding the White Buffalo, which I've just about finished after all these years, because I forget what year this came out. My goodness, this is a lot of years ago. Once again, I have to look and see. It's sometime in the early 80s. Doesn't matter. At any rate, we were talking, and he said that he was looking for a small collection. I said, "Hey, I've got a small collection that I'm calling Ending the Fast, which is about poems that deal with Native American experience." I'm part Micmac, and so he got a local artist who did a wonderful cover based on one of the poems called "Coyote Becomes Man," and it's Ortez. I forget the guy's full name right now, but I don't know if you can see that. It's a coyote dancing and becoming man. It's from an old Indian myth. It's called Ending the Fast. An old Indian myth where the coyotes used to live as man did and man lived as coyotes did, and they were jealous of each other's freedoms, and they danced together, and finally they changed places. At any rate, so it was a hand done on a hand press, very limited edition. I think each edition sold for about $35 new, and in 1983, 84, whenever that was a lot of money for. But the book itself is a work of art. The last time I saw one for sale, I have two now because we gave one to Gary's mother, and when she passed away, we got it back. The last time I saw one for sale, I think it was the big online bookstore in Portland, and I can't remember the name of that bookstore, but bookfinder.com would be another place. I've seen it for $400 or $500. I'm not so sure that's the value of my poems, but that's the value of this book as an art form in itself. So it's a real honor to have poems in it. I dedicated the collection to Carrie Morris, who is the grandmother who reappears in my novel Learning the Ways of Coyote. That grandmother Redwing, is based on Carrie Morris. A real, well, if you've read Learning the Ways of Coyote, you know the whole story. At any rate, that was my second collection, and I think that pretty much covers everything to date. Can't believe people actually watch these things, but thank you for doing so.